Everyone, my name is Charles J. Mallow, PGA golf professional at Deer Creek Golf Club in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Today I'm going to be discussing some changes I recently made with one of my students named Sperry. Sperry has been a student of mine for a long time, and over the years we've learned a few different shots. But one shot he's recently started to struggle with is the high lob shot. This is a golf shot that is very useful when you're playing Deer Creek Golf Club. We have a lot of undulating greens, and you can get yourself into a situation where it's either you hit it high or you basically have no shot of getting the ball on the green and keeping it there. And you might have to aim way away from the pin to do that. So, in order to hit a high lob shot, there's a few things that need to go right. And setup is key, just like in any part of the golf. Uh, Really, if you don't get the setup correct, it's going to basically make the golf shot impossible for you to hit, unless you're Phil Mickelson. So, first thing I wanted to preface the lesson with, before we got into learning how to hit the shot, I said that hitting a high lob flop shot is just like how much oil and sugar you should have in your diet. You should always use it sparingly. But there are some cases when you absolutely need it and you really have no other options. So, whenever you can, you want to get the golf ball on the ground as fast as possible. The golf ball has less time to get offline. The less time it's in the air, the less time it has to get offline. That's what I tell all my students. But there are some times where you absolutely do need the shot. So, after prefacing with that, we started discussing how we set up. So, we're going to actually hit a golf shot. Our goal is to hit a high soft lob. You can't really tell very well, but this green slopes severely right to left, and it's very fast. Okay, so this is our flag stick right here. We're going to draw that flag stick up real quick so you can see it a little better. Alright, there's a flag stick. Okay, so obviously you see that our stance and our club are in some interesting situations. So I use this kind of setup for two shots, the flop shot and the bunker shot. So the stick on your left, that represents our stance, okay? And it also represents the direction in which I want us to swing the golf club. So a big thing I tell my students is, since we're swinging in this direction, when we go ahead and make our practice swings, let's make sure we look over here, okay, where these balls are over here, from the student hitting balls over here. Let's look over here, and because we're trying to swing that way, okay? And if you look at the pin, you're gonna naturally your brain's gonna want to swing out towards the pin. Well, we got to get this swing going way left along our feet. So that's just a little trick I use to trick the mind. Next thing we do is we set our club face to align well right of the target. So we can say like 45 degrees to the left for the feet and 45 degrees to the right for the club face angle. So if you can't really see from this angle really well, but that club is the club is pointed way out to the right here. Use another color. So the club is aimed here, and we are going to swing this way. All right. So in all the other short game shots, we are trying to be the least amount of risky as possible. However, with this golf shot, we really want to be as risky as possible. We're going to get this club up as quickly as we can. Okay. So one thing I had him do was I would hold the end of the grip and I would just say, get that club up to your ear without moving the club back this way. So just basically instantly cocking the wrist and getting that club vertical as quickly as possible. So you'll see him do that, do a pretty good job of that in this example. Let's go a little bit further. So club is already straight up, a lot of wrist cock, love it. Okay. So now on the way down, the club is going to move left. It's going to disappear. See how we can't see the club anymore? That's because it's headed over here. Okay. And club face was aimed over there. So when you add those two things, the ball launches where we want it to go. Pretty cool, huh? So those are some of the setup type of things we do, and then obviously the instant wrist cock is kind of an in-swing thing. One more thing, one more note before we finish this review. I want everyone to understand that when we hit this golf shot, take that club back down to impact. We are not attempting to hit this golf ball clean, okay? We're actually trying to hit the golf shot fat, okay? What happens is you hit it fat on purpose, and because you're using a club with some bounce, so, make sure when you hit this golf shot, you're using, like a 56 degree that's got some bounce on it, because we're going to chunk it on purpose. So you're going to see, tough to kind of see from this angle. He basically the club hits the ground about a half inch behind the ball. It hits the ground, bounces straight up into the golf ball, and launches the ball really, really high. All right, so kind of review. We set up our body well left of the target. We imagine swinging well left of the target. When we make our practice swings, we look over that way. We set our club face well right of the target. And then we focus on getting a lot of wrist cock, getting the club up as quickly as possible, nice and high. And then we're going to try to hit behind the golf ball so that our club bounces off the turf straight up into the back of the ball. Okay? So we're not trying to scoop this shot. That's the big thing. We're not trying to scoop it. We're trying to get a lot of wrist cock and chunk the ball, and then the club is going to bounce off the ground. It's going to go into the ground and then bounce off the top layer and shoot back up into the golf ball, and it's going to launch really, really high. So we get our path to the left, we get our club face wide open, ball's going to launch high. very good job, and I look forward to continuing seeing this player improve. Again, this was Charles J. Mallow, PGA Golf Professional at Deer Creek Golf Club in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Have a good day. Thank you.